Hey guys, Brittany Price here with Living Local on this Wellness Wednesday. We've all been there. We're feeling stressed, bored, or in need of a mood boost, and we suddenly find ourselves at the refrigerator for comfort. Emotional eating is when we use food to make ourselves feel better instead of eating because of true hunger. Unfortunately, eating to fill emotional needs often leaves us feeling much worse. And if it's a chronic habit, it can lead to health problems. Erin Dittmer with All Inspired Wellness explains how these uncertain times can trigger emotional eating and what we can do to stop this unhealthy cycle.
How do you think that the events surrounding this pandemic might trigger emotional eating?
Emotional eating is very, very common, and there are ways to combat it. So, one of the reasons is actually physiological, or there's the psychological reason that we reach for food when we're feeling certain ways. What happens when we eat is our brains release a chemical called dopamine that makes us feel good. It brings us that joy, it brings us that happiness. And in quarantine and isolation, it's very, very hard to feel joy spending time with friends because we can't do that anymore, or by feeling good from a success at work. So, food is the most accessible and easy way to get that dopamine response and that feel good emotion back.
We're in this situation where so many of us are dealing with either extra stress, extra boredom, anxiety, or all of these things combined, loneliness. So, what, in your opinion, are some effective strategies for us to avoid emotional eating?
The very first thing you can do today is start identifying those triggers. And in order to do that, it's very helpful to track your food. And I know when people hear the phrase or are told to track their food, they can either become defiant or reticent. And that's because tracking brings up so many of those kind of shameful emotions, and it finally helps you see those suppressed snacks and things that you have just tried to forget about. So if we can track our food, that helps us actually heal our relationship with food, because it helps us reflect on what we're eating and say, was that from true hunger, or was I trying to maybe fill a void that I wasn't getting, or I wasn't having that need fulfilled elsewhere in my life? So tracking is that first step to really understanding our relationship with food, and then taking it just one day at a time to heal it. Another one that I really work on with clients is identifying your true hunger. Again, it's not something that's going to happen overnight because our hunger cues have been so skewed from years and years of either processed food or overeating and, eating past that point of fullness. So again, it can take months to really learn to identify that true hunger, but if you can just start tracking your food, start identifying those triggers, and eating foods with nutrients in them, not just calories, those three things I would say are really going to set you in that right direction to start healing that relationship.
For more information on getting help with emotional eating, visit allinspiredwellness.com. Thanks for tuning in to Living Local on this Wellness Wednesday. Remember, we're all in this together.